I know we're missing Chris.
We're
I'm
missing Chris.
sorry.
Yeah, we've been waiting for Chris, but Chris
Yeah.
has not been able. He has some things he had to do, so
Yeah.
we'll pretend like he's here.
Exactly.
Well,
Exactly.
his energy is here. How
His
about that?
energy is here.
His energy is here. What about the energy last night?
Last night,
Oh
you
my God.
guys, amazing. You guys missed an amazing show
Amazing.
last night at Il Parada. It was the what is the Happy Time Funny? Oh yeah, something show or other.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, it was amazing. Glamis was the headliner,
That was the
which was
headliner?
the greatest decision ever. And
Oh,
you
Tony.
it was. Oh my God,
Thank
you
you.
were amazing. You set it off, just right. You were very worth waiting for at the very end of the show, and it was really surprising. A lot of people
A
showed
lot
up.
of people showed up. I was like, this is
I
Thursday.
was I was very amazed because I talked to each and every one of these people. I talked to more than that, and they were like, "Oh yeah, I'll come." I thought they were
Right.
pulling
sure,
my leg, right?
'Cause, yeah.
because that's how people do.
That's
They'll say,
what
"Oh,
they
I'll
do.
be there. I'm gonna come."
Right.
Well, most of everyone showed up. It was an amazing show. Everyone on the bill did really well. We had Tammy, we had Sergio Navoa, we had Marty Cunny, who's not only a funny comic but even better producer. If you any show that's produced by Marty Cunny, you've got to go. And then getting back together with my buddy Anthony Medina
Anthony
was
Medina.
there.
Yeah.
Ah,
Hey.
the moist vampire. He is so funny.
Yeah, he is funny. He said he's gonna come join us.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, not
On the
today,
21st?
But no.
No.
Here on the show.
Oh, that'd be fantastic.
Yeah.
He's been on this show before.
He was one of the
Uh,
first
yeah,
interviews.
yeah. He's a really great dude and really smart and really enterprising.
Yeah.
So he's the guy to
But
check
you're
out.
giving out all these accolades. The hostess with the mostest.
Ah,
Yeah, he's the
Ah.
host. If you ever need a host for anything, this guy
thank
right
you
here,
so much.
Tony
Thank
Sparks.
you.
No.
But this is the deal, baby. I am nothing without you. You set it off.
Oh my God.
Boom! It was like a big mushroom cloud of fucking
Oh,
funny and
Tony.
love. It was great.
Thank you.
Oh my God.
Thank you so much.
We have to work together a lot more.
We really do.
And we are. We're gonna do a special show for this show where you guys get to see what we do, so you'll come out
Yes.
to see what we do
And also,
when this.
mention the show about the 21st.
Ah, yes, that's right. Friday the 21st, Shug's Event Center at 22 Hillcrest in Daly City. That's going to be at 8 o'clock, I
8
think
o'clock.
the show is.
Yep.
We have a magnificent
Yeah.
we have a magnificent show.
And
It's gonna everybody on the show is really super funny.
Yeah. And don't miss out on Rico the Great. He's from Sacramento.
Rico the Great.
He doesn't come here a lot. So.
and he's gonna
I don't
headline the
think-
show.
Has he ever been here?
I don't know.
I don't
think
think
this is gonna be
so.
a first.
Yeah.
I think this is gonna be a first for the area
Yeah.
to have him come and be part of the show.
Yeah,
You guys gotta
out.
come.
Yeah,
Gotta check it out.
It's gonna be a hot
It's
show.
gonna be a great show.
Oh my God.
I cannot wait. And Glamis is in the show too.
I'm in the show. I'm in the show.
She should be headlining.
Well, the hostess with the mostest.
Yeah, well, I'm gonna be hosting.
Yeah.
I'm gonna do what I do.
What
so
is that? Would I call you the hostess, or would I call you?
it
the
should be
host?
host.
The host.
Hostess
Yeah.
is
Lady.
But that's okay. That means you feel very comfortable.
Well, I
with
think
it.
I was more or less trying to rhyme more
Ah.
than anything.
Ah.
Yeah, the host. But I guess I could have said the host with the most.
Yeah, host
that?
with the most.
See
There
that?
you go.
See how that works?
There you go.
Yeah.
But on
Maybe
toast.
that means I'm a little slow or something.
There you go.
No, I catch on.
Oh no, you're not slow.
No, you just agreed. You said there you go. But
No,
you
I
thought
was talking about toast and roast and
and most.
post and
And
most
ghost,
and
right.
everything that rhymes with host.
Right. What oast? Right.
Oast.
There you go. So, some sad news today. Oh my God.
Yeah. Man, Mac Miller,
Mac Miller.
26 years old, hip hop artist, passed away, a drug overdose. Now, oh my God, so it's really sad for me because I turn on my YouTube and I press an artist and it goes. It gives you whatever. His library completely extensive, and just inventive stuff from a young man. And he, for a long time, he was going with Ariana Grande.
Mm.
Now, I didn't know this. They had split up in May, and she got engaged like 2 months later.
Wow.
Yeah, but she broke up with him because of his drug use. I had no idea.
She saw it coming. She felt it.
Well,
you know, it's just
I
like
guess
she didn't
so.
want to be around it, you know.
Well, you
But
know, like
unfortunate,
not, and it's amazing that that he could have been so, because I've seen people do drugs and usually they're useless. But if you are getting really jacked up and you are producing as much stuff as this guy was producing,
Right.
that is amazing.
That is amazing.
There's only one or two people that I know that have that ability, you know, and they're big
A
stars.
lot of big stars.
Yeah.
Woo,
Yeah.
to drugs.
A lot of big
Yeah.
people to drugs.
Yeah.
But this guy really, truly amazing, and I'm really sad that he's gone. They found him this morning in his home.
Yeah. Is he from the Bay Area?
No.
But
he's
then,
not
what did
from the
they
Bay
say
Area.
he lived somewhere around here?
No.
Where?
That was Southern California.
Oh, okay.
He's in the Southern
Okay,
California.
Southern California. Speaking of Southern California, the Cosby Show.
Yeah.
Yeah, the young man was Jeffrey Owens.
Jeffrey Owens.
Yeah, they kind of tried to dog him out, but some beautiful things came out of that. You see, sometimes you can't put negative energy onto somebody
Exactly.
and think it's going to stay there.
Exactly.
And then you got to know, what you put out there comes back to you. So
And I'm glad you brought that up. This has always been a thing with me. I always try to shoot. I mean, I know I joke with a lot of people, but for the most part, my whole thing is I try to shoot out love to people. I try to be supportive
Yes, you
and
do.
loving to human
Yes, you
beings.
do.
All right, because I've noticed that when you try to hurt someone, that it's like pointing the finger at somebody. There's three fingers pointing back at you.
that's right.
All right? So when you try to hurt somebody, it's always going to come back negatively on you.
Yeah, and you don't know when.
And you don't know when.
But it
Sometimes
comes
it
back.
takes a long time. And I'm waiting for that shit to go down with my last ex-wife. All right? But I will say this, is that don't be mean to folk. Don't
Yeah.
treat people with anger or hostility or bad stuff, because
That's
shit does
energy.
not work out. Yeah.
Energy.
Yeah, and if you trying to block somebody from, and especially trying to block somebody from doing something, when you try to block people, you get blocked later on. I got to tell you, every job that I've ever had,
Mhm.
and the woman over me always is trying to fire me and stuff like that, what happens? Shortly after I eventually get fired after they work so hard,
Yes.
they get fired.
Yeah. Better watch it.
You know what I mean?
You better watch it. And here, this woman. I mean, that's the internet.
And I thought the woman who like clowned this guy, who tried to clown him, she worked for SAG-AFTRA, right?
No. She was She was defending him. She was
Oh.
defending. Yeah. She was defending him, but she was somebody. I don't know who she was, but she was on the internet, put it out there. She saw him in the store, took a picture of him in Trader Joe's working his honest job, and then puts on the internet, wow, all those years of doing the show, and you end up as a cashier, like so.
Exactly.
And I'm making money, and I'm
Exactly.
making. I got bills that I got to pay. It's not always available for me to have the opportunity to work, so I'm going to do what I need to do to survive.
Exactly.
And how could you be mad at that? Like, what is funny about that?
I have a friend who is she is a really wonderful character actor. She's been on Hannah Montana. My name is Earl. My name is Earl. She's been on a lot of different things. Show Brothers, Malcolm and Eddie. And she's driving for, I think, Lyft now. So,
And
I mean,
it happens.
yeah, I mean,
it
though,
happens.
that's just the way it is.
Every
If you really look at 1% of actors out there, just like everything, 1% of those, maybe 2% actors are actually making a living doing what they do.
That's right.
All right?
That's right.
And it's not a guarantee. And normally in show business, shelf life is 5 years. Okay? So keep that in mind, humans.
Keep that in
It's if it was easy to be a famous actor or a famous comic or a singer, a lot more people will be doing it. A lot more people.
Yeah.
All right, because we get to see a lot of people struggling to be stand-up comics, and we see some really brilliant folk out there that you have no idea who they are.
No idea.
All right,
and very well may never know.
Yeah, right. And who knows if it's like the luck of the draw, if it's just a fate thing, or if it's something that you really have some control over business wise. The bottom line is this: it's really tough to maintain a career. All right, I don't care what you do as an actor, comic, ventriloquist, singer,
cashier.
Exactly. It's very tough to maintain a career, especially. And I'm not trying to be a dick, but even being a minority, it's super, super tough to make the shit work.
Yeah, it is.
All right, so please keep that in mind, humans.
And so let's go to the clip where they showed the young lady. Here we go. Go.
To the news outlet, the Daily Mail. It quoted her as saying, in part,
"That is so
wow,
mean.
All those years of doing the show, and you ended up as a cashier?"
That is so mean.
But many say that's something to be proud of. Support is now pouring in for Owens on social media, from the spokesperson for the National Rifle Association to the Actors Union, SAG-AFTRA.
If you're on a big show or not, it doesn't. The truth is, people are paid different salaries at different times in their life. So shame. That's what I'll say as the SAG-AFTRA president. Shame on anybody who would make fun of somebody really working.
So true.
Owens thanks supporters on Instagram, posting, "There's no shame in hard work."
There is no shame in hard work, indeed.
And there's
Okay, so
it's time to shop at Macy's.
that was Chris.
Specials. 9 thread count sheet sets, $29.99.
He called on the show's phone.
Oh,
I mean, I guess he may have tried to call myself.
That's
But
funny.
anyway, back to the clip that we just showed.
Mhm.
The beautiful thing that came out of this is Tyler Perry hired him to work on 10 episodes of one of his upcoming shows. So
Yes.
he got a blessing out of somebody's evilness.
Exactly.
How about that?
Exactly.
So
See, yeah,
congratulations.
and see what happens when you try to hold people down.
Yeah,
It's gonna boomerang in your face. All right,
God
you
says
you
it.
gonna look like the asshole.
that's right.
All
that's
right. So please, don't do that. Don't do that.
Don't do that.
Yeah.
And even along with him being a cashier, he was a teacher at Yale.
Yeah, he was a teacher at Yale. So
Yeah.
come on.
He's a brilliant man. It's just
Yale teacher?
it's the
Huh? What?
yeah.
Come on, people.
Come on.
Stop it. You never know what people are doing and what really they have, what skill set or whatever is going on with them.
Mhm.
You don't know. Stop screwing with people. Like even you see homeless people. You smelly. Get out of here. You don't know where they came from. You don't know what's going on.
You don't know their story.
You don't know their story.
So the moral of this story is stop acting ugly.
Yeah, stop being an asshole.
Yeah, and then I want to say something to you because you're going to give somebody a sleeping bag today. I know you probably didn't want me to say that, but I want to commend you on that because a lot of people don't even care. Yeah, I wish I had a sleeping bag to give away.
Oh, you
Yeah.
were sweet.
Yeah.
You. But you
What
know
do you think? What if you think if I gave him a pair of my panties? No.
Shit, I want your panties. That is funny. No, I think she's cool on the draws.
Okay, well then, okay. All right.
Yeah,
Well,
I think-
I'd watch them.
No, it's
I
cool.
Say I'll
It's
give her a
just-
new pair.
but I think she's cool on the draws.
I'm gonna buy her a pack of drawers anyway, just because I said that.
There you go.
No, I'm serious.
All right.
Okay, really? Okay. Maybe we need to put him on.
Yeah. Go. Can we go live?
Yes, I think so. Okay, hello.
I can't be on the show.
I guess you can go right ahead.
Oh, what's up, yo?
Hey, you know what though? I'm glad you called in because, brother, we didn't even take your name off the credits.
We sure didn't. So Big Smooth.
Man, what's up, world? My fault, y'all. I apologize, man. It's just been a long one.
You did what?
And
You
I was
mumbled.
like,
That
when
was a
you
little
called-
muffled. Say that one more time. What happened?
No, I I said it was a long one today, and I couldn't make it down in time. I'm like, man, can I call in to be on the show though?
Okay, well, right on. You on the show. Thank you and welcome.
Thank you. And did you hear about Mac Miller, brother?
Man, rest in peace, Mac Miller, man.
Yeah.
It's unfortunate that whatever this generation is going through, drugs is running the world right now.
It really is.
Well, you know what? I think it's been around for a long time. A lot of stuff, because I've been doing stand-up for a long time. A lot of stuff in all of the 80s was a lot of cocaine, brother.
But
especially in this area.
At least the cocaine, and not that I'm justifying any cocaine and drugs at all, but a lot of this stuff is synthetic now. It's like
all of this stuff that they're taking is opiates. They're taking versions of heroin.
Okay.
Is that like opiates, painkillers, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. What's up?
That type of meth, whatever, all that type of stuff.
Oh my God.
Going on.
And be careful, humans, because I got to tell you, as far as opiates are concerned, painkillers, they are just, with alcohol, they're really fun. I'm not trying to endorse it, but it is very it's very low key addictive, and then once you're in, and you don't even know.
Is that what you
feel? To the point where it's like they taking it like they popping them like they Skittles, y'all.
Oh,
yeah.
Okay, yeah. Like the thing to do.
And it's like depression. Okay, you lose your woman, but I mean, y'all on that level, how many women do you have?
How many women can you get? Right.
Yeah, but you know what? You know how it is when you love somebody. It doesn't. No, you can't replace real love with just another body.
Yeah.
All right, when you really love somebody.
But
I'm not about to kill myself with prescriptions drugs either.
Well, I understand that, but one of the things about let me break down so I can explain to you what's happening. When the one thing about like these opiates is that they are designed to kill physical pain. Now, this is the deal. Not only do they kill physical pain, but they kill emotional pain too. All right, and that's the thing. Oh, it sure does. You are happy. You are happy as shit.
What'd you say, Chris?
I said it turns you numb in a way.
Well, not necessarily numb. I got to be honest with you. I had a hernia operation in 2008, and then they were giving me. I kept rupturing, and they kept giving me oxy, and I would just be walking around in the street. Just milling around, just walking and happy as shit. And especially if I went to the mall. Boy, I made all kind of friends in the mall, and I made all kind of friends online that ended up at my place. Okay?
Right. But I tore my pec muscle too, and I understand. I took they gave me oxycodone, and I remember telling my mom, I popped 2 of these. Man, this is heaven right here. But at the same time, I know what it's going to do to me.
Right, and I also felt it after I had my surgery because I was oxycodone. That's what I was going to ask you. Is that what you call oxy? I might have some, but no. But listen, but I went to take one, and I said no, I'm not taking this anymore. I felt myself starting to depend on it, like a feeling like hey, let me take it, and I stopped.
Well, I got to be honest with you. I was so happy, and it never registered. It never dawned on me until 2 years later. And it never dawned on me. And I was so incredibly happy. They hated me at my day job because they were like, you need to just calm down. You can't be excited to be here like this.
Oh, shit.
You understand what I'm saying? Yeah, but I was happy. I'm gonna tell you, nothing was getting me down. It was a great feeling. And at night, when I was going to my gigs, they would pass me like a bottle of champagne or a glass of wine, and I didn't realize I was putting that down on top of.
Oh, that was a
that's a big no.
That's one thing I didn't do with it. I never mixed it. I never.
Well, see, I did.
Crazy with it.
I did, and I'm telling you, I got to tell you, it was a time when not going online and looking for fans, but creating fans out of the shows I did because I was in such a magical place.
Wow.
And I was
really?
and I was creating so much material during
Because
this
you were
time.
high.
I was so high. I was so high.
That's
And I
nice.
was
Crazy
and the people, and let me just say like this. The people that I was around, a lot of people that I was around, I didn't realize at the time because I didn't care, were unsavory characters.
Oh, and you didn't even pay.
I didn't even pay it no mind because I was so in a happy world.
Right.
But I mean, and I know this sounds all great and good, but let me tell you, it didn't. I'm not telling you the full story because it didn't end all happy.
It wasn't so pretty.
It wasn't.
Yeah.
Wasn't pretty at the end.
Well,
Two sides of them drugs.
there's two sides to the
I know.
drugs. And everything, really.
High and the low.
Yeah, high and the low.
There you go.
And but I've never been one to be able to tolerate drugs.
Really?
Yeah, I can't.
I don't like. I mean, when I'm around people who do it, I'm like, yeah, get the out of here, right?
Right.
But I have to tell you though, I didn't realize I was even in this cycle,
Right.
and it
takes
felt
over
so.
you. Yeah.
It felt so good though. I don't remember
See,
nothing.
but with y'all generation, y'all probably had people who were on heroin as an example. But me growing up, I had people on crack.
Oh
I
yeah.
used to see it.
Yeah. What was
And
a lot
I
of it
always
was
tell myself,
it was a lot of children born with crack from your generation.
Right.
right. But I remember being at the corner store right there across from Willie Brown. I remember going in, I was 11 years old, and it was this crackhead. She had no bra on, nothing like that. She looked stankin', big lips, all the type of stuff. And she was like, "Oh, you fine?" And I'm like, I ain't want to be in that situation. I don't associate with the type of people. I'm 11 years old.
Oh
And you
wow!
like-
And she said you were fine at 11 years old, and she was a grown woman.
I'll never forget that. I'm like, hold on. No weird ass. I don't know what you.
Wow.
Well, that whole crack thing, I couldn't get behind that. I would lived in New York City during the boom of the crack epidemic and when they were still calling crack fish scales. And it was trippy because there was this dude who lived just down the hall from me, and he said, "Man, you are Chinese crack, man." He said, I'm gonna tell you something. I smoke crack in the bathroom, and I talk to God. And I was like, wow. If you talk to God, nigga, he should have told you to comb your hair.
Watch your ass.
He was raggedy. He was raggedy.
Oh my
your
God.
kids.
Oh my
Well,
God, it was so sad.
Let's talk about a wonderful thing that's happening this weekend.
Yeah.
Okay.
Tomorrow, September 8th at 10 a.m. The children, it's called the March for Climate Change.
Right.
And this is a group of teens who are in the process of suing the government for messing up the environment.
Oh wow.
Yeah, and so they'll be here, and a few other people, they're going to be there as a protest, and they're going to walk from, what did she say, Civic Center to Embarcadero?
Yes, Civic Center to
Embarcadero, and an effort,
Nice little demonstration.
yeah. So let's give it up for them because somebody has to
Are
stand
you
up.
guys gonna go out?
Are you gonna go?
I'm gonna try to
I
make
have
it.
training at 10 in the morning.
You have a training out there?
No, I have a training at the gym.
Oh, you have a training at the gym.
For
Well,
my job though. From 10 to 12.
I'll try to go, but it depends on because I don't want to make it a commitment. But for the people who are interested, it's called the March for Climate Change.
And it's going to start tomorrow at 10 a.m., September the 8th.
Leaving from Civic Center, and they're going to march down to Embarcadero. So
Yes.
I guess they wouldn't get... Well, the people on YouTube, they could see that. The people on Monday, it's going to go by.
Right.
Yeah, so, but, for our watchers on YouTube, if you can, get out and help support the cause.
That would be a wonderful thing.
That would be a wonderful thing.
Yes.
And Burt Reynolds.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
did not
Burt
realize Burt Reynolds passed away on the 2 days ago.
I thought it was a joke.
AJ,
I thought somebody was kidding around. Because I mean, how often have we Wikipedia or Google, and they say, oh, someone so and so's passed, Facebook, and it's just it's a gag.
But you know why I thought it was a gag? Because so you know how they put Patti LaBelle's face on Aretha, and they were like, "Rest in peace," and it was Patti LaBelle.
Right.
And so on the Burt Reynolds, they have different faces, and so I thought it was a joke. It was. It's like.
You know, somebody did that when whatchamacallit died. McCain, when he died.
Oh, really?
They put Patrick Stewart's face up there.
Oh, wow.
What?
No, y'all stupid.
Yeah.
You know who Patrick Stewart is, right?
Yes. Star Trek: The Next Generation.
Exactly.
That is so sad.
You
I'm
will?
like, y'all calm.
I don't think we talked about Aretha Franklin's funeral or McCain's funeral because we missed a week, right? We didn't get a chance to even talk about that.
I don't know about McCain. I was away.
Yeah, we missed that
and
week
down
too,
when that happened.
He had to work.
I like how McCain told old Trump, told the Donald himself, like, no, I'm cool.
Right.
I don't want you nowhere near me.
Yeah, you ain't welcome.
Or my family, or his function.
Oh, yeah, that was gangster. Yeah, don't you
no
even.
gift.
Yeah,
Yeah.
don't even come.
Don't mess with me.
Yeah, stay away.
Hey, listen, before we go any further, I want to say don't forget to like, subscribe, share, and click the alert button. All right?
So you'll know when we're on.
Well, yes, when you can see us and when you can be part of the magic here.
And actually, you can
I was
call
watching live,
in.
yo.
I'm sorry, say it again.
Go ahead. Finish it and I'll say what I was going to say.
Go ahead.
No, I'm saying I was watching y'all live, and you guys were doing great. And I was like, I got to chime in. So I hope I didn't mess the momentum up.
Oh,
No,
no.
you didn't. Thank you.
Let me tell you something, brother. Without you, it's like a burger without cheese, brother. It's just not right.
It's just not right.
It just ain't right.
The job could definitely be done without cheese, though.
Huh?
So the burger could be good without cheese, though.
No, but it's much better with that cheese, baby.
There's a lot, yeah. You want that flavor, that taste.
There you go.
And you, brother, you add a lot of wonderful seasoning to this show.
And thank you. And thank you for calling in. That was pretty smart.
That was very nice of you to do that.
Yeah, that was. I like that. I like that.
Yeah.
But I wanted to say about Aretha Franklin. What do you guys think about? Now, is this true? Did they change her clothes a couple of times in the casket?
Oh, I don't know.
You know what? I didn't see it. I know that casket was bad.
That casket was amazing.
Yeah.
And then let me say this, something very iconic and something to compare a wonderful person with another wonderful person. They don't normally put shoes on corpse in the casket.
Oh, really?
They don't. They don't normally do that because it's very difficult to do. But my grandma, my mom's mom. They put her shoes on her feet, and not only did they put her shoes on her feet, she was smiling.
Oh, wow.
She was smiling.
Yeah.
So
Went out nice.
Wow.
yeah, and she was a very prominent person.
Oh, wow.
In Chattahoochee.
Loved everything.
Yeah,
Oh, wow.
loved and respected. Yeah. So that's my granddaddy, Pocahontas Jackson.
Yeah, go ahead.
Pocahontas. Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Oh, Pokey. That's my
That
mom's
is-
mom.
oh, wow.
But yeah, so that was exciting.
Yes.
Because like I said, I had never seen it. And I'm like, okay, so Aretha Franklin went out like that, and my grandmama did it.
There you go.
Yeah.
Hey, we gonna have to get out of here though. It's time to kind of break it down and
Okay,
leave.
y'all finish up. I love y'all. I'll see y'all next week.
Okay,
All right,
thanks
brother.
for calling
Look
in.
forward to that.
Yeah. And then I gotta get you guys. I gotta post you guys up on that funeral.
All right,
gotta-
and
yeah.
also don't forget. I know that we talk about a lot of things, but don't forget on the 21st of September, 8:00, 22 Hillcrest at the Shugs Event Center. It's gonna be a great show. It's gonna be well worth anything that you would ever pay.
It's gonna be a lot of fun.
It's gonna be a
miss
lot
it.
of fun. You gotta come.
Yeah, I've been Glamis,
Tony Sparks.
and we have been the Cold Coffee Show. Thanks, Chris, for calling, and we'll see you next week. Thanks, folks.